Hello, hello. We have a new chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. The last one ended on kind of a really bizarre twist. Learning both about this mysterious doctor character, learning a bit more about this gigantic hulking monster that carries a radio around its neck that apparently is tuned into this so-called doctor. A very cool chapter taking place with the narration. The lizard guy whose name just totally blanked out of my mind. It's like Twist or Flip or Switch or something along these lines. Um, and really getting deep into the misery that is being part of the League of Heroes. The overall plot, I have no idea what direction it's going in right now. We're getting all sorts of hints in different directions and various elements being put into play. It feels like the scope of the series has drastically widened, but I haven't really seen the thread for the next kind of regular arc emerge yet. So what's going to happen? The villain league is watching this guy weep and cry over the weakness of the league so far. This crying effect is actually so fantastic. And how comical it is, and the way that he's going from crying like this to like an attack. I really like that. I really like kind of big villainous enemies that are like really kind of bizarre to look at and have kind of like a mystical or demonic sort of look to them. But then in the end, they just have this kind of like gigantic, gangly, uncoordinated strength. I think like the Angels and Evangelion kind of remind me of this, and a lot of kind of like big Colossus type enemies, just having these long, kind of purely physical type attacks that become kind of strange and almost supernatural just in their hugeness. I love that aesthetic. This guy has got it to a T. I love the crying, the way his eyes are stark white against the shading of his face. It's all really well done. And it reminds me too of one of the endgame enemies in Medaka Box, which is a crazy, crazy series that maybe we'll read on the channel sometime. But I don't want to spoil it too much. But there's an enemy near the end that this reminds me of a lot. Anyways, yeah, he's strong. This boy is definitely strong. Making big earthquake type attacks by slamming his fists down. That's something in the League of All Might. I want to accept him, but all for one, I just can't. Oh, this is a spread. He's just too weak. So the doctor is asking Tomura-chan. This guy's name is Gigantomachia. Big supporter of All for One. He even used to be his bodyguard. One of the people All for One trusts most. With all that endless stamina, he was even up to the task of getting remodeled with multiple quirks. Okay. So this again has something to do with the Dabu. No, not the Dabu. The Dabu is the League of Villains guy with the fire abilities. The Nomu that have multiple quirks infused into them. But it seems like this guy used to just be a regular human being rather than being kind of stitched together wholesale from quirks. The Nomu seem to be. When All for One was weakened by All Might, he knew his defeat was inevitable, so he hid Gigantomachia away. Such careful planning. This happened a few years before he picked you up. No matter what happened to him, he made sure his hopes and dreams would live on. Nice insight, Davi. I'd say you're right. He is loyal to a fault. So loyal that it hurts him that Shigaraki doesn't measure up to his old master. Alright, so this is kind of interesting. And again, it really highlights the fact that the League of Villains is going through some rough times. Tomura isn't the global terrorist supervillain that he was hoping to be. He's just kind of some punk. It's been quite a while since the League of Villains really did anything spooky, and they're running out of cash. And now this ally that they were supposed to go pick up, this present left for them by their former leader, a true supervillain, is rejecting them. That's quite interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen this sort of story element before. And the idea that they have to fight him and they're struggling so much against him is a good way to really hype up his power. Because eventually I assume that this guy will become a villain to all, in some capacity. They go all out to show him we're worthy. That won't be enough. Oh, for now, let me see. Okay, so the doctor talks to him. Because, yeah, this fire attack, although it looks pretty strong, if we... I always want to give shonen mangaka the benefit here of thinking that there's some logic in how they depict attacks. Also, it's just more interesting to kind of view the series through that lens rather than it just kind of being arbitrary. So if I look at this fire attack, it seems comparable to Todoroki's. Maybe not at the level of Endeavor, but it looks like Dabi's fire attacks are pretty nuts, is what I'm saying. And yeah, Makia here just, wow, delicious. Delicious. Okay, so he rushes over to the radio, falling down on the ground to listen. It looks like it has maybe a soothing effect of him. A recording of All for One's voice. This is just nothing to calm the big guy down. We don't want this guy. It's too much. Too strong and too creepy. Maybe the strong is good. The creepy we've tolerated before, but it's too strong and too creepy. We don't want this guy. He's rubbing his cheeks up against the radio. All right, I'm all about this character. I think this character is so interesting, and the fact that they like hinted at him in the flashback and stuff too, that he's had these little mysterious appearances, I think is fantastic. So of course I'm curious too. How did this sync up with the Gran Torino story? Of course, Gran Torino sent to investigate this guy with another team of superheroes, and it seems like it didn't go well. Could be quite handy to have in the future. Kurogiri has been babying you for too long. Open your eyes, boy. They both burp. What's happening here? Oh, what? Let's have a real chat. So this is the doctor's power? This insane black liquid that can like move you about and stuff. It splats everybody away. Something like that. But it looks like, yeah, they dissolve, they splat into the ground, and now they're anywhere that the doctor wants them to be. So this Robotnik-looking man with his shiny bald head and big furry mustache must be Herr Doctor. Ooh, and here are the Nomus in development. Interesting, interesting. They definitely have a much more kind of human-like appearance. This looks like it's going to be a spread. Yeah. Oh, okay. I love it. 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 When as soon as I saw all of those pipes and stuff crawling around on the ground, I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that. I don't know why. I think it goes all the way back to Evangelion. I think when I saw Ritsuko go into the computers and there was all these pipes and stuff, I was just like, yes, that's so cool. And then the progression of having like the close-up shot of him, and then we cut to him situated in this lab. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. These Nomu designs look pretty cool too. I assume that in some future kind of Nomu war arc, these are going to be kind of your more kind of general type characters. Not general as in, you know, around general, but general as in like the leaders of some Nomu army or something. We got girl Nomu here. Ooh la la. Got multiple face Nomu. Ooh la la. Got fat Nomu. Ooh la la. Let's just move on. So everyone plops into the lab. They feel pretty gross. They see the Nomus under development. The doctor is so excited. You can tell the difference. Those pair of sharp eyes, Dabi. He seems to like Dabi. He seems to think that Dabi's pretty cool. Maybe he was the one that stitched up Dabby, or no, Dabby kind of like got recruited to them by in the form that he is now. I'm pretty sure. The little ones are nothing like the mid and low level Nomu. They're high and super Nomu. I could almost call them masterpieces. My finest work yet. Okay, I love this Doctor character. I love that they had genuine mystery built up around him, and then all of that like genuine mystery and kind of hype and ominousness was infused into that wonderful depiction of him sitting in his chair, and then the cut to the wide shot of him sitting in the chair in the distance, and then using that same imagery, using the same kind of shadowy seeing the back of his chair type stuff, they have him spluttering spit out as he just nerds out super hard on his Nomu. Fantastic. That kind of juxtaposition, that kind of like subverting the imagery that you build up while continuing to use it. Genius. It's genius. I love that kind of comedy in manga. I think that's a type of comedy that is really uniquely suited to comics. Because I don't know, it's just like the perfect mix of dignity and indignity. I just love, okay. Now I'm nerding out. Now I'm gonna start spewing spittle. But looking for a reason, I need you to reproduce some bullets I've got. Oh, okay. How are your father and the others doing? Doctor represents too bright to make anything out. Whoa! Yeah, okay, all right. I love this guy. So it's not even just that it's supposed to be all spooky that we haven't seen him. He's just like, he's just super asocial. He just doesn't want to be seen. And he's got his chair hooked up to like zoom through his office. All right, I love that. That already tells you so much about the character. That he's built this mechanism for his chair to move around without him getting up. That's hilarious. When we need to meet face to face, I'll come to you. Break this rule, I'll send you right back to that big old meat grinder. Okay. So why are we here? I'd rather not give them my location, so I transported you all here instead. Fresh faces to me. We might have met somewhere before, though. One of All for One's confidants. Daruma Ujiko is the name I give myself for now. Some of you had every respect for their boss. My life, my tech, my little ones here, I offered them all up to the great All for One. To now, you've been getting by with just scraps and leftovers of my work. Got nothing against you, I just need to judge if you're worthy of having all this. Okay. So they've gone from one trial fight to another, I guess? Or maybe this is going to be a little more terrorist practical, i.e., all right, I'll give you a few Nomu, show me what you got. Something like that. And then it's like, oh, okay, you know, I can kind of see where this is heading, maybe, if that's the case. So far, you're nothing. This 20-year-old kid palling around with the dregs of society. So what do you have to show me, Tomura Shigaraki? Oh, and here, Lizard. Ah, what's his name? It's like Twisty or something. I keep thinking like Twisty or Switch, but those are both Project M players. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, anyways. Lizard Man, though, this is the exact same thing he was saying, right? I thought we were supposed to be some revolutionaries. I thought we were supposed to be affecting meaningful change on society, just like my boy Stain. What the heck are we doing? And now the Doctor seems to be saying the same thing. You guys are just dicking around. You lost All for One. Now you need to step up. This is going to be interesting. And I wonder, is Lizard Man here perhaps going to defect to the Liberation Front? Are their ideologies more in line with his revolutionary praxis? I don't know. I like that we got the first non-shadowed shot of the Doctor right at the end that has a nice visual climax feel and this contrast with him and Tomura. Nice. All right, I'm all about it. That was a nice chapter. This is getting very strange, very interesting. I have a very poor sense of where the manga is going in broader terms, but that's exciting to me. I think that's actually like totally fine. I'm not faulting it for the fact that it has kind of lost the typical shonen thread. It's only just going to add more and more complexity and hype and stuff for when they pick it back up. So yeah, okay. That is all for that.